What's up? I'm back. This short segment, I'm going to talk about homeschooling. I get that. I've been getting that question a lot. I never really addressed it before on either of my channels. I think homeschooling is real cool. Um, I do think if you can do it, some people try to do it and end up not really being able to teach their children, or their children fail, or don't benefit from it. But if you're really serious, homeschooling is a very useful tool, and I think it's probably an effective tool when you look at it because I think what happens now is that people don't really understand. They forget what it was like to be kids, and they forget what it was like to be kids. And they even when they remember what it was like to be kids, the environments are totally different than these times. No matter how much you train your children or teach your children, there's no question about 8 or 9 and up. But definitely once they get to be high school, like 13, 14, but even could start at 8, 9, 10. I mean, they can be bullied. I mean, there's no question the peer pressure. It can override a lot of morals or you know good ideals that you install in them. And I think what happens is that sometimes it's almost like you have to kind of like wait and see. Like you teach your kid, you train your kid, and then your kids start interacting with other kids, and they taking energies from other kids because like this the way of the world right now. The world's not really that great. It's not in great shape. And if you look at the schooling right now, it's terrible. If you look at how kids behave, it's scary. And sometimes your child doesn't have any choice but to follow. And I mean, people could make judgments to say that they shouldn't follow this or they should be stronger, but honestly, homeschooling even solidifies the family bonds, makes your family stronger. When people talk about, oh well, they want the kids to be social, like your kids are in a class of 20, 30 people. That's social, but at the end of the day, the social skills is really gonna come from the kids going out with you and interacting with people on their own. Honestly. I mean, I don't. I'm probably friends like one or two people from high school, from elementary school, none from high school. Like the social skills you acquire is cool, no question. But in general, I mean, look at it this way: when the kids go to college, you don't see college is a totally different setup than high school. Like in high school, you had the popular kids, you got the kids who's running the school, stuff like that. Everybody looks up to them. In college, it's so big, nobody really cares. Why? Because a lot of that stuff is overrated. A lot of social skills you get it from everyday interactions with people that you get on your own. Because honestly, even interacting in school is still in an artificial environment. Honestly, when I was in school, you really didn't see the person's real behavior until you got out of school. And schools right now are so messed up, to be honest. I can't lie. Most kids are not gonna have the will to be able to override that. Even if they can make it and not turn into an asshole, there's still gonna be change. And in a sense, that stress, first of all, it stresses the immune system. That's not to mention all the shots you gotta take just to go to school. So in a lot of ways, sometimes homeschooling you keep your immune system stronger, and you probably see your kids probably healthier. So I don't really have anything deep to break down about homeschooling itself, but I think homeschooling is very effective. And if you could do it, but only if you're serious, because at the end of the day, it is a lot of work. There's no question about it. I mean, kids do get a we could argue if it's a great education, but they do get educated. They're in school for 8 hours and stuff like that. I mean, it's hard to match that intensity if you're not serious. If you're going to homeschool your kids, somebody's gonna probably have to not go to work. One of the parents. Um, so I definitely think homeschooling, if you could do it, is very effective, and I definitely recommend it for anybody. Like for me personally, I have to say, right now, especially for the world to come, what the world's turning into, I think in the 80s and 90s you could debate it, and I would have probably picked the 80s and 90s to send my kids to school. But now I have a whole different outlook on that. Like homeschool is definitely have to be a serious option that I would have to consider myself. So not saying you should, but it's definitely something that you shouldn't turn your back at it or turn your head away from it. You should research it. If you fact statistically, homeschool kids actually do pretty well. So until next time, peace.